Welcome back to the channel, it's Andy, and this time of year is always kind of a bit special for me because it's, when a few milestones come up. I'm recording this on the 21st of November, and on the 20th of November 2014, I uploaded the first video to this channel, so it's a 9-year anniversary. Furthermore, I actually uploaded some FM on an old channel, which is currently my gaming channel, and that was on the 3rd of December 2013, so this was actually be round about the 10th anniversary of me posting Football Manager videos. So I thought now's as good a time as any. We're going to do a bit of a retrospective and have a look back at some old videos, which I'm terrified about because they look, look at the thumbnails here. They look terrible. But this was what, 2013, end of 2013, start of 2014. So yeah, it's been a long ride, and just recently I passed 250,000 views on this channel, which, I don't really care about views and stuff. I just enjoy making content, but that was a nice thing to hit as well. So today we're going to do like a 10-year retrospective of FM videos, and we're going to start back on my old channel for FM14, which was a Liverpool save. And if you remember what I said about playing FM for the first time, my first FM save on YouTube was with Liverpool because they were the team that I supported. So it was a team that I knew bits and pieces about. I mean, you can tell from the length of some of these videos that I didn't know how to edit. Like, some of these videos are upwards of 40 minutes long, which is just ridiculous. So yeah, it was a time when, I really didn't know much about how to do YouTube. It was just, other people were posting it, and, I was watching loads of different YouTubers at the time, and, Let's Plays were kind of something that I discovered sort of a number of years back, and I thought I'd give it a go. In terms of what stuff I used, I didn't have a face cam, so it was just my microphone and gameplay. Microphone I had was like a £20 Logitech headset, I think. It might have been less than 20 quid, but that was the microphone that I used. And the way that I recorded the gameplay was Fraps. That's how old these videos are. Fraps, if you don't know, was a recording software that initially was free, but you had to pay to record longer videos and such. And it wasn't too bad. Apart from the fact that the file sizes were absolutely enormous. Like, yeah, Fraps was a long time ago. Of course, since then, I've discovered OBS. I've got myself a webcam, 1080p webcam. My microphones, I've had 2 microphones since then. I had a Blue Snowball, and now I've got a Audio Technica mic. So yeah, it's been a bit of an evolution in terms of the software that's being used, and the laptop as well. Like, my laptop back then I think was a Toshiba laptop. Since then I've had like an HP Omen gaming laptop, and I've got another HP gaming laptop at the moment. So yeah, the hardware has definitely improved, and I have as well, I'm sure. And if I scroll down to the second season, you can see the thumbnails kind of changed again, but they're still not particularly good. There's one specific video that I want to look for because I had a huge game against Man United. Let's see if I can find it. I think it was the run-in. But let me see.
De Gea's goal kick. Hits it to Fabio. Finds cleverly to Carrick, to Giggs. Cleverly in the area, gets a shot away, high and wide.
I mean, you can tell with the microphone, no pop filter, like the quality is not there. But for a £20 headset, like, it wasn't actually that bad, and it's still understandable.
Cleverly again, Carrick tries to get a shot away. It's blocked. Welbeck. Oh no, that was an own goal, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Van Persie.
So yeah, I think this was the game against Man United. One of my highest points early on in my save, apart from big moments. So we were 1-0 down against Man United at Anfield. Fabio De Silva playing for Man United. Yeah, that was a thing that happened.
Like that, Cleverly. Are you serious?
So yeah. It's 2-0 to Man United at home against Anfield. 2 goals in, 5 minutes? I think it was Tom Cleverley that got that one. Second half underway.
To Johnson.
2-0 down, of course.
Suarez.
Got a lot of work to do.
This is better.
And it's not been cleared. Luis Suarez. Raheem Sterling scores to back a time when Sterling was playing for Liverpool. It's 2-1 inside a minute of the second half. Free kick with Gerrard, header by Sacco, it's come out, and it's 2-2. I think Jordan Henderson's equalised there, it's 2 apiece, and we're less than 4 minutes into the second half.
2-2 to Gerrard. Sterling has made a real impact coming off the bench as well, that must have helped. Enrique now, it's 3-2! Yeah! 54 minutes gone, we're 3-2 up. This is an absolute turnaround of a performance. Oh my god.
I signed Danny Ings before Danny Ings actually signed for Liverpool in real life because he was a good player on FM14. We actually did the double over United that year. That's good. So we were 2-0 down at home and won 3-2 with, what was it, 3 goals in the first 10 minutes of the second half, and we held on. So that was a great moment. And just to show you, the first video was uploaded on the 3rd. And just to show you, the first video was uploaded on the 3rd of December 2013. So these videos are private now. They can't be seen because they went under an old name, which didn't really make too much sense. But yeah, 3rd of December 2013, almost 10 years ago to the day that I first started posting Football Manager. So yeah, big moment. So that for a period of time was my only YouTube channel. Before the Football Manager, I'd been uploading videos for a couple of years of, normal Let's Plays of video games that I enjoyed playing. And there was a mixture of Nintendo games like Super Mario World and some Pokemon, and some games like Batman Arkham Asylum was an old playthrough that I had. The first Walking Dead series from Telltale. Yeah, sort of games like that. Resistance Fallen Man was a good one as well, one that I want to revisit in the future on the gaming channel. And then I decided to create a new channel just for my Football Manager content, because that's kind of what I wanted to do. So we can go back to our first FM video on this channel. Now, this channel used to be called The False Nine, because it was a football term, and I thought it would make sense. And my first save was actually with Lazio in Serie A. Again, thumbnails not exactly there, but definitely some improvements on the Liverpool ones. But yeah, this was my first video on this channel. This is a look at how Football Manager used to look almost 10 years ago as well. It's just some big changes there. But yeah, this was my Lazio save. You can tell the microphone's slightly better, but it was
6 Tim Cups. So the Tim Cup is their Coppa Italia. So basically, I've done a few things on this game. I've installed face packs. I've installed metallic logos, and I've done the license. What's it called? The license thing. So it's the Champions League. Isn't called the Champions Cup. It's called the UEFA Champions League. And teams in Germany also have their proper names.
So this is when I had my Blue Snowball microphone. This was the first actual microphone that I got just for this. So that was, why the sound's slightly better. I still had a bit of work to do in terms of getting the best out of it, but it was a better microphone than the Logitech one I had. But you can tell again that, editing wise, it's not all there. The videos are still, almost half an hour long, and, lots of pauses in terms of what I was saying, lots of which, sometimes it's quite authentic, it's quite genuine, but sometimes they do just need to be cut out. So this was my first save, Le Aquile, which was a Lazio save, which didn't really go anywhere. We did get to a cup final, but after, I think, 2 or 3 seasons, it was just, it was my first save, and I just sort of kind of kept Lazio in Europe, and that was about it, really. That's about as far as I got with it. I haven't done this again since, but I did actually have 2 saves on the go at once when I first started. Lazio was my kind of save in Europe, but I decided I want to do a save in England at the same time. So I also had a save with Charlton Athletic called Addicted. Charlton are called the Addicts. That's why I went for that name. But yeah, I haven't done this again since because it's just too much for me. But I did actually have 2 saves on the go. So I think what I was doing 4 Football Manager videos a week, 2 Lazio, 2 Charlton, and I was also uploading to the gaming channel as well, while trying to hold down a full-time job. It was a lot. It was an awful lot, and I bit off a bit more than I could chew. Charlton save was really, really fun. I had a ridiculous playoff game against Watford, which I think ended 6-4. And, we did well. We got to, I think, a 3rd season, and then the save corrupted and I lost it. So that was basically the game telling me, don't do 2 saves at once. Please don't. So that was the FM15 saves that I started out with. And then after Lazio, I moved on to a new save with Olympique Lyon. Legon, the kids, is their nickname. That's the name of this series. And this was, again, FM15. Lyon was a fun save. We won the French League with them. Didn't win much more than that, though. Didn't win the Champions League, which you'll hear me say a lot during this retrospective, because I very rarely actually win the Champions League in these saves and reach the end of it. But yeah, Lyon was really, really fun. Playing with a side that had Lacazette before he played for Arsenal. Samuel Umtiti at the back. Yeah, it was a really fun save, this one. Nabil Fekir played for them as well at this time. And then I had a bit of a trip to Belgium to take on Cercle Bruges, who were in the 2nd tier in Belgium. And this was kind of like almost like an in the shadow sort of thing, because Club Bruges are, of course, the big side in Bruges. Cercle Bruges are their rivals. They were down in the 2nd tier. Horrible football badge. And their new badge, or newer badge, is even worse. But this was a fun save once again. And yeah, this was our last one on FM15. So I did do quite a few FM15 saves. This was before I had like those big long-term saves, and you'll see one of those in the next game in FM16. You'll see my first sort of long-term save. But this was kind of like my first year of posting Football Manager videos, and I enjoyed doing it. And I picked up a few subscribers along the way, from right back at the start. And in terms of sort of how I came into it, there was a few people that I used to watch, one of which was Work the Space, who's been going for a very, very long time and still going strong now, over 100,000 subscribers as well. He's doing, incredibly well. And there was another one called the FM Hub, who I don't think is around anymore. I think sort of stopped quite a few years ago. He had a Swansea save. I think he was from Wales, and he had a Swansea save. And that was like my first exposure to FM on YouTube. And then from there, Dr. Benji was someone that I watched. Palmer, the FM15 series was something that I watched without fail. And then Ben kind of introduced me to, a group of creators through the FM League, which was a competition of 8 creators facing each other, which included Second Yellow Card, who I still watch to this day on YouTube and on Twitch. Work the Space was in that as well. Evolving Mick, who is still active on social media kind of, but doesn't post anymore. Statistical Approach, which is that's another story in itself. Golden FM was another one who was a really solid creator, and is not posting anymore. He's spending time with his family. Just trying to think of who I'm missing. Kevani and Total Team Talk, who went on to do kind of wrestling videos with TEW, which is kind of a wrestling simulation game. I think I've got everybody, but if I have missed someone, then I'm sure I'll get hounded out in the comments. Dr. Benji, Work the Space, Second Yellow Card, Evolving Mick, Total Team Talk, Statistical Approach, Kevani, Golden FM. There we go. That was the 8. So from there, we went on to FM16, and my beta save for FM16 and for a couple of seasons after that was with Stoke. Bit of an interesting choice in terms of, a beta save. Usually people would go for big Premier League sides. I went a bit further down because Stoke at this point was a really fun project. Mark Hughes was in charge, and they were recruiting like former Barcelona players and former Champions League winners like Bojan and Affalay. It was a really interesting time at Stoke. So that's who I went with for a beta save. And I enjoyed this save. It was really, really fun. I mean, let's go to the last video and have a look at what my squad looked like. I got to an FA Cup final against Watford at the end, as you can see. And, we made them... Oh, God, this takes me back. Far too long an intro, might I add. That fade out, look at that. 20 seconds in and I haven't even said a word yet. And now we have the intro to the actual series. Oh, dearie me.
Hi guys, welcome back to...
Oh, look, it's a face cam. When did I introduce that? I think in the middle of the brew save, I decided to do a face cam. It wasn't a webcam. It was actually my phone. I recorded my face using my phone and transferred the file over to my laptop. So that's how I did that. Mattia Destro is my top scorer with 22 goals. Jenkinson's there. Lassana Diarra. Wow, what a side. In terms of the music that I used to use, Incompetech was my best friend. The composer named Kevin MacLeod was someone that sort of lots of people went to for their video music for their videos. And I'm sure there's still people to this day that will still use things from this. Because it's got some classical music, it's got, some stuff that he's like sort of composed himself. There's all sorts on here. So Incompetech was my best friend in terms of what I used for my videos. So Stoke was my first FM16 save, and then we moved on to Palmer from the Ashes, which was my first long-term save, because this went for how long? 85 videos. I think this was probably about 10 years or so. Might have been a bit less than that, but this was my longest save to this point. Palmer was the team that I went for because they'd just gone through some enormous financial trouble, ended up relegated down to Serie D, the 4th tier in Italy, so that's why we picked them up. I also used a custom database for this because you can't play in the 4th tier in Italy without it, so this was the first sort of really long-term big project save that I'd done. So this was Palmer. So yeah, Palmer was the first sort of long-term series I had, and then we go to FM17, where I had a few different bits going for FM17. Beta save was with Everton, pretty standard. Again, not a massive Premier League side, but an established Premier League side. That hottest free agent at episode 3, I signed Ronaldinho on a free transfer, which was a bit of a mad one. I think he scored 1 goal for me, though. Played him as a non-conch because he couldn't move. But you can see the thumbnail game was definitely evolving. The shirt with the episode number on the back was an interesting one, interesting choice. But yeah, you can see the thumbnail game was improving. The video lengths probably still could have been a bit shorter, so still some editing, that needed to be learnt, but definitely some improvements. Videos were around the 20-minute mark, some of them a bit longer if we had more than, I'll say that one had 3 matches in it, Norwich, Stoke and Leicester. So, that's kind of what happened there. We had the FA Cup final at the end against Man United. That was turned into a huge rivalry with me and Jose Mourinho because he kept beating me and I just wanted to beat him one time. I don't know if we did or not. I don't remember. So, yeah, Everton was really fun. And this was the first series that kind of did really well in terms of views. You can see the first video there got over 3,000 views. It didn't result in a lot of subs, but again, it didn't really bother me at the time. But those numbers were really cool to see, to get sort of over 1,000 views for the first time. That was really cool to see. I forgot about a couple of FM16 series. I had to go at the challenge mode for the first time after I'd finished the Parma save. We did the Invincibles challenge with Arsenal, which is you play the last handful of games of a season, you're unbeaten, and you've got to keep that unbeaten run going and go invincible, which we achieved. And then Charlton Saviour Cometh was the opposite end. You were down at the bottom of the table around January, and you had to basically keep them safe. That didn't happen. We got sacked. So the first time I got fired on FM. But yeah, those were a couple of other FM16 things that I did after Palmer had finished. But then going back to FM17, the Tim Sherwood challenge was an interesting one. Didn't do especially well and didn't really work. That was a director of football challenge because Swindon had appointed Tim Sherwood as their director of football. And I basically made it so that I didn't have any say in the transfers, only Tim Sherwood did. But he stopped signing people and then his contract just expired. So that was the end of that. That was a bit of a horrible series in the end because it just didn't work very well. Sevilla was really fun. That was the first time I did like a little history package at the start of a video about Sevilla's history. They're the second oldest football club in Spain behind Recreativo. So I had a bit of a video at the start of my video to talk about Sevilla and what they've been through, their multiple European trophies and all that stuff. So that was a really fun one. And then the same with Wolfsburg as well. Again, I wasn't really going for those massive long-term saves. I was just going for ones that I kind of wanted to manage. So that's why we did, Sevilla and Wolfsburg. Big Bad Wolfsburg as well. I kind of liked that title for that series. So it was really fun. Let me go on to FM18. And this was where I kind of... I think this was really like a top point for the channel. So this was my trailer for the Liverpool series, which just went through all the history of Liverpool Football Club. I mean, we can have a look at this. I remember taking a lot of time to do this, starting off with the quotation from Bill Shankly, and then from that, just like sort of the history of Liverpool Football Club, like was Bob Paisley and Shankly and all the European trophies, the Hillsborough, the 1990 season, the 2005 Champions League, and then all the managers, some of which were good, some of which weren't as good. But yeah, that was, enjoyed doing that in terms of a channel trailer. And then the Liverpool save was a really, really fun one. We won multiple things. Actually did win the Champions League at the end, beating Paris Saint-Germain. Matter of fact, we won every trophy available to us in that season, the last season, episode 33. We won the league. We won... Hold on. Did I do a...
We're into uncharted territory on the channel today.
What was this? I don't remember doing this.
Over 3 years with this channel, over 450 videos.
Oh God!
Spanning
I think I've done over 1,000.
A dozen teams, from Lazio to Charlton.
Okay, so these are all the teams that I've managed.
We have reached our very first Champions League final, the holy grail of European football. And today, at the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium in Madrid,
nice pronunciation,
Liverpool face Paris Saint-Germain in the final of the Champions League. Can we win Liverpool a 6th Champions League title?
They eventually did it the year later.
Or will it all end in tears as a Cinderella story comes crashing down? Let's find out together.
Okay, that was really cool. I didn't even suit up for it. That's disappointing. So yeah, this was a really fun one. You know, managing the team that I support was always really good. I ended up with Andrea Bolossi as a striker in this one, and he was absolutely unbelievable for me. He's got 60 goals in all competitions. And that was, you know, probably what got me a lot of my audience. I got a shout out from Lelujo, from Kev, in an old video around FM18. It was creators to watch out for, or I think it was called up and coming creators, which was really cool to get. So yeah, I'll always be grateful to Kev for shouting me out in that video. And yeah, that was Liverpool. That was FM18. Really enjoyed that one. Who's the comment for? Nicholas. I don't know who that is. There's a few regular names that I recognise. Custard Prophet, someone that always, you know, comments on my videos, especially my gaming videos. Andy Hornsworth as well. If you're watching this, hello. Thank you for supporting for so long. So I was really proud of the Liverpool save. And then from there, we had a bit of a longer term save on FM18, which was with Maidstone United. I decided to go for Maidstone because they were quite close to me in terms of teams that you could play as. They were in the National League, so I decided to try and bring them up. I think I got them to the Championship, if I remember. But yeah, that was my my FM18 sort of long save. And then FM19, I think from then on, I've just been really proud of the stuff that I've been putting in. So Chelsea beta save did really, really well. My most viewed video is from that Chelsea save. Long-term save with BFC Dinamo was probably my favourite series I've ever done. 120 videos on that. I think it was about 12 seasons. And that was basically trying to get an East German side back to the top flight and into Europe. And that was a really enjoyable save. Didn't quite win the Bundesliga. We were, you know, up against Bayern, but we didn't quite make it before the next game came out. So that was probably my favourite series that I've ever done, Dinamo. It's really up there. FM20, I did a Man United save for the beta. This was when I was doing those big sides for the beta to try and learn how to play the new game. So we did FM20, Man United, and then we had a few series in mind for FM20. Of course, this was pandemic time, this was lockdown time, and I didn't really have, you know, a plan in mind. We had a throwback database, the Sheffield United database, which was, you know, one of the projects of the Mad Scientist, someone that I still follow to this day, and someone that is still making those throwback databases to this day. I think the newest one is for 0708, which is usually out around March time, and every year I always look at the database and I'll do some simulations and some videos around the databases. So they were really fun. Did the first Journeyman in FM20, the promotion project. Wasn't a bad idea, but it was something that, you know, probably could have been executed a bit better from me. I think a Journeyman where you only go for a promotion doesn't really go anywhere, but something that I'd like to try again in the future. And then we had our first go at MLS with Nashville, a brand new team at the time for the American League. And it was, you know, interesting to learn MLS. I probably wouldn't do it again though. FM21, West Ham save for the beta. I really enjoyed this. You can see that the thumbnails are improving once again. And the intros as well. So yeah, this was about the time, you know, I just really enjoyed doing what I was doing. And I was learning how to edit, and I was learning how to put things together. So that was West Ham. I only did one season with them though, because I had a big project planned. FM21, Eastern Resurgence 2 with Steaua Bucharest. This was might have been my longest series I've ever done. I'm not sure if Dinamo was longer, but yeah, this was a really enjoyable series with Steaua. One of the longest series I've ever done. 123 videos that was. And yeah, got me a lot of audience from Romania, which was really, really cool. And I did say at the time, I'd love to go to Bucharest and actually see them, but it never actually happens because it's a big step for me to take once again. But yeah, so that was FM21. FM22 was fun. Arsenal beta save, and you can see probably the thumbnails that I'm most proud of. You know, I started putting myself in the thumbnails. I had the confidence to do that. As you can see, and you know, memes like the stop, he's already dead. That was a 12-0 win over Crystal Palace in that one. So yeah, I mean, you can see the evolution of the thumbnails. Like if you go back to FM15 and then look at FM22, like the improvement has been huge. So I've been very, very happy with that. I did another Journeyman, local to global, was really fun. Started at my local club, Tunbridge Angels. Ended up in Germany with Wolfsburg. I'd like to do another Journeyman in the future and really try and get to an end point. Like, I have not won the Champions League very much in this save. I think I only did it with Liverpool and Chelsea. These long-term saves have not actually resulted in an end game of winning the Champions League. They just ended because the game cycle ended. So this year, if I'm going to go back to doing Let's Plays, I'm going to actually try and win the Champions League. So that's going to be what I'm going to try and do there. FM23 started off with a Spurs save, but kind of lost interest and then really struggled for ideas. That's when I came up with the IF Göteborg save, and that was a really fun one as well. And you can see again the thumbnails, you know, the big text, the red, me once again. I mean, yeah, look at that one. Look at the bottle jobs one, like that one there. That's what you want from a thumbnail. You want to draw people in, and hopefully that happened. Hopefully people did that for that one. And then you got, you know, other videos that I've done, simulations. You got the mad sciences videos. You got, you know, 10-year challenges, 20-year sims, that sort of stuff. Yeah, I think those are the sort of videos that I want to do this year, because Let's Plays are something that I don't think draw too many people anymore. Unless you are an established creator, I think you're going to really struggle to get noticed. You need those evergreen videos that will be watched throughout the year. And that's why a couple of weeks ago I did the 24 teams to manage in FM24, because that's going to be watched all throughout the year. It's got 1,000 views. Really, really happy with how it's done. That's the kind of stuff that I want to be making, but I need to, you know, come up with ideas and actually make videos that I want to make. So that's kind of where we are, and that's kind of our journey over the past 10 years. And it's been really, really fun. At no point have I said I'm going to stop. There's been points where I've been demotivated or not had the correct ideas, or needed a break. But at no point have I said I don't want to do this anymore. And, you know, again, at no point have I thought this is doing terribly in terms of views. Like, you know, at times you do have those thoughts going through your head, but at no point have I said I don't want to do this anymore. It's not working. I'm not getting big, because that was never the plan. That was never the intention, was to get big. The intention was to enjoy what I was doing, and if I ended up with thousands of subs or thousands of views, then that would be an added bonus. So I've really enjoyed what I'm doing. I'm going to continue to do it, and as long as I can, you know, come up with the correct ideas and stuff like that. And the whole time as well, I've been in this location, in this bedroom. So it's all come from here, and it's gone onto your screens. So I've really enjoyed what I've been doing. Hopefully you've been enjoying it too. If you're new, then this is what you've missed over the past 10 years. If you've come back, welcome back. And thank you for the long-term support. But yeah, we'll keep doing this for as long as I want to. And hopefully that will go on for, you know, a little bit longer. But thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this retrospective and this look at the channel and what it's been doing over the past 10 years, drop a like, leave comments, subscribe if you haven't, or if you're new, turn notifications on. Check out the second channel down below as well, where we are just starting a brand new horror series. Or we just finished one and we're starting another one. So we're going through the Dark Pictures anthology at the moment. So if you want to see some other gameplay, go and check that out. But this has been kind of a retrospective of, you know, the past 10 years of FM content. Hopefully you've enjoyed it as much as I have. And long may it continue. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.